of Water. My name is Sanjay Pathak, host of this meeting today. I started my cross-cultural learning or cross-cultural development on the another way when I was 12 years old. And it is when I met to one of my classmates. He belongs to a big city and I belongs to a small town of Devariya district, UP. He came there to study in a class and we met at the back seat where the class is going on and we were playing a Ludo in a class. So it was a kind of a mutual some exchange. Somewhere I was not too much studious in my class. I was too much famous for making the more bad colleagues actually. So during the time when I met to him, it was so much impressive because he was from a large city and he was speaking a bit of English and so much impressive languages. And he influences some of my friends as well. You know, the two people were very happy. One is his parents and my parents because we at least meet together and talk about the study. But my 15 group of friends were not happy, like who were missing my company all the time. So I'm just moving to the next step. When the another transition happened, we both has decided to move to the large city, come back to the Gorakhpur and study in an intermediate college, which was a famous college there. And we both decided. But you know, for me, it was the first time leaving my house and going 150 kilometers away from my house. And at that time, everyone is encouraging me. The school is very good, your career is very nice and everything. But I was missing my friends, my mom and parents, everyone. And throughout the year, my friends, every time, in every week or at least once in a month, I used to ask to my friend, this time I need to go to my home and ask to my parents again if I need to study here or not. And you know, I was in hope that at least my parents will ask me that, okay, if you are not comfortable there, I will put you in some nearby school so that you can be connected with your friends. The purpose of sharing this this story is primarily that it moves one step ahead, and the result of 1 year has come that I have been put on grace and not been allowed to go for the next class. So I just put my 1 year surroundings, and later when I come back on the overall the theme. So here I thought that the purpose of bringing this story in front of you that to understand how much tightly we are coupled actually with our surroundings, with our environment, with our parents, with our friends, where we live and in which environment we inculcate ourselves or we been born and brought up. We both were very small, I can say that at least at the age of 12, not so much understanding, but we were having a different culture. We have been born in a different city, different way of living and all. And parents and both parents have the different opinion, but we have our own opinions towards the learnings. And it was not something like Stephen Covey said at this time and for us to understand that what is the strength in real. But the fact is that for now, since then, I just evolved throughout my career. I worked with the multinational companies as well. I throughout my college as well. And college was quite that where a lot of people come from the different states, from the different cities. And there is a lot of learning altogether. So the idea is here is that for me to bring at the age of 12, how about you? Like, have you been come across at the first stage of where you have seen yourself transforming from one culture or one sort of knowledge and skills to take the step and learn from the different person, from the different people? Would you like to share any one of you? Anyone? Just this is for me to first I begin my journey towards this learning from my hometown to the city and at the age of 12. How about your story? Would you like to share on this theme of the day?
Yeah, I have similar story, but yeah, I can present it like in my speech or.
We'll cover an icebreaker.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, anyone? Yeah.
Okay, first of all, my name is Mustafa Siraj, and I belong from Assam. My father was in army. I was brought up in Jammu and Kashmir, then transferred to Mumbai. I started my schooling in Mumbai, and like in our kindergartens, we just follow like we go to one school and we finish our kindergarten. But my kindergarten was also divided in Mumbai and Punjab. So I have had a lot of cross-cultural relations everywhere, almost in India. So yeah, that's
Thank you for that, Mr. Park. And would you like to say anything? Yes.
Uh, my name is Anup. I would like to thank Sanjay for getting into this topic, cross culture. Uh, Simultaneously corresponding with the Mustafa's point, his father was in army, even my father was in army. So I've lived into that cross cultural relationship where I've lived with the people from one of the South Indian family, other is Gujarati family, other is Marwadi family, other is Haryani family. So I've lived in that culture there, people from different states and different surroundings are there. Uh, Talking about one major shift that I've seen my that cultural shift was when I passed my 10th and 12th standard from Delhi. So there I lived in a very co-ed school, modern school. But when I came to my hometown, I got admission to the first year college in BCom. So I saw the drastic change in my lifestyle and the people surrounding me. In my college, there are people from the villages, other different cities and all. So pure village culture, I could see that. And in the starting, I could not feel or connect with the people. When I entered into the classroom, I could see that boy sitting on one side row, girl sitting on the other side of row. So I could feel that disconnect. Okay, where I came now. So I mean, is this the end of my life, or do I need to start it from here also? I can pick it from here also. Then I rested the story, long story. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you see that how unknowingly we evolve throughout our days, how we grow, and how unknowingly something we know, something we do not know, and we used to start adopting ourselves. We are as a human being, of course, the adaptability is our most important characteristic, as I think presiding officer Rajesh also started. Okay, so let's begin with the program. For the now, let's explain the program for the today, and it is for the guest to understand the benefits on this, how we are structured in a way that we have a three session primarily today. One is the prepared speeches. That is where we have three speeches today, which is well prepared by our Toastmasters, and that session will be followed with the evaluator. And another session is the table topics where you need to speak at impromptu speak primarily in this way, and the table topic master will be leading this meeting. And there will be the third session, that evaluation session, where our general evaluator is overall looking after the meetings conduct, and after that he will be evaluating the meeting session, and finally sharing us the feedback on this conducted meeting. So along with me, there are the role players who is supporting to me to conduct this meeting successfully. So I would like to, I think, thanks Sergeant and Arms TM Sandeep, who is by profession IT professional, and whose hobbies is reading the novels. And as we already started the meetings, so thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep. So someone, as I mentioned that the general evaluator, who else will be observing everything that will be happening today in this meeting. Later on, that person will be give us a feedback about the proceedings, the environment, and general comments on this. And the person who also lead the third session, that is evaluation session of this meeting. And to act as a general evaluator, we have someone who is IT professional and who loves traveling and gardening. When we ask about theme, I think maybe I will be discussing who is already being explained about the theme of Toastmaster Rajesh, and who is the presiding officer of the day as well, and the general evaluator of this meeting. Well, a big round of applause to Toastmaster Rajesh. So next is the timer to keep the track of the time, and we have someone who is by profession ID, and he loves playing chess. Welcome to test our Toastmaster Anand.
President, Secretary, yes. Today I'm playing the role of, as you guys understand, time is the important factor of essence of life or any culture. Right? So I'll be keeping track of every minute of this meeting, track of all the speeches, and also I'll be indicating the flags whenever milestone is reached by the speaker. So the when there are like allotted time for the speaker. Today mostly I think two speeches are icebreaker speeches, which are 4 to 6 minutes. So the minimum allotted time will be 4 and maximum will be 6. So I'll be flashing the cards, starting with green when minimum allotted time is reached, and midway amber, and then red when the maximum time is reached. And there will be a grace period of 30 seconds. And I'll be presenting the report whenever I'm asked.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand, for giving us a brief about the timing guidelines today. Would you like to share a bit about the theme of the day?
Well, cross culture, I think we all have been adapting to all different cultures. From the time my school time as well, as well as in colleges, and then when we are professionals working in different professions. Yeah, my experience with cross culture was when I actually went to US. I was I had to share a room with one from a culture where Andhra, who was purely non-vegetarian, and I had another roommate who was from Gujarat, who was purely vegetarian, and I was in between. So it was like always a debate or a thing going on for almost 6 months, 1 year. Somehow I was able to kind of understand both the cultures very well, and then maybe adapt. And I was able to manage through that, and I'm happy that I can manage or survive in any of those kind of cultural cases. So thank you.
Next, we have our counter, a tool to keep the track of our unnecessary sounds and pauses. We have someone who is IT professional, whose hobby is listening the music. Please welcome Toastmaster Ujjwal, who will explain about basic rules of the R counter.
Good evening, Mr. President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. So when we use unnecessary pauses, filler words such as so these words impact our speech that have a negative impact on our speech. So as a R counter role, as an R counter, my role is to keep track of those words and I mean the overused words and or the filler sounds. So words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, and Sounds may be and unnecessary sound used as fillers. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjwal, for giving us the guideline for this.
Yeah.
Would you like to share a few lines on the theme for the day?
Sure. So actually the connect with other other states people happened when I went to the college when I was doing my engineering. So there was a group called, we called them as OMS, so other than Maharashtra, and then we had few localized speech where from that city and the surrounding cities. So I mean I didn't have much connect at that time because my friend colleague was, the friendship was more with the local people because I could connect with them more better. So after that, when I went for the first, when I joined company and when I first joined in Chennai, so there were many, we had a class of 10 people, but the all people were from different states. So two were from Maharashtra, two were from Chennai, four were from Andhra Pradesh, and two were from Karnataka. So at that time, I came across those peoples and I could understand them and their culture better. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the language evaluators who is accompanying being yes, language evaluators to give us the critical feedback of the language that we use and highlight on the good and not good uses of it. And who is also introducing the word of the day and phrase of the day for this meeting. Who is actually who loves to lawn tennis and when we asked about theme, I think I will be discussing and let's welcome Toastmaster Vivek who will be introducing the word of the day and phrase of the day.
Hi. Hi, Vivek here. Hello. I'm present online. Am I audible?
Yes,
Visible?
you are audible.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. President, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guest. Today, my role is of grammarian, and in this role, I will be introducing the word of the day and phrase of the day, and encourage its use by the speakers, evaluators, and table topic participants. And also, my responsibility will be to keep a track of good uses and not so good uses of the language and present the report when I'm called up in the later part of this meeting. I request all of you to give a thumbs up to the speakers whenever they use today's word of the day and phrase of the day. So to keep it simple, I've used simple word of the day today, that is abandon. So by abandon, we mean to leave a place or thing or person, usually forever. So examples will be like we were sinking fast and the captain gave order to abandon the ship. Yeah. Anybody would like to use this as an example and speak here?
Yeah, there is one more. Yeah, Sandeep Kadam.
So today's theme is cross-cultural training. So it is really important for us to learn different cultures because it enriches our life. But it is also important that we should not abandon our cultural roots. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Nice example. Or TMOD, would you like to give an example?
Any guests want to try? What do you
Guess. Yeah.
think?
Yeah, Gufran, Toastmaster Gufran is going to try.
So my name is Gopran Mujawar. So today's word is abundant. So we have to abandon the old technology in vehicle because those are making more pollution. So we have to adopt new things.
Oh, great. Thank you. Okay, so Salim, shall I move to the phrase for the day
Yes.
for today?
Yeah.
Okay. So phrase of the day for today is to kill two birds with one stone. This means to solve two problems at once. The example is by taking my dad on a holiday, I killed two birds with one stone. This means is that by the sentences and by this phrase is that I got the opportunity to have an outing and also spend the time with my dad. Maybe anyone can come and give
I
an
want to
example.
try. I want to try.
Yep.
By joining the Toastmaster Club, I killed two birds with the one stone. The first bird is public speaking fear, and the second is communication skills. By this way, I abandoned my two fear, public speaking and the communication skills.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Anyone else from guests?
Yeah, there's one guess.
So I'd like to give an example or talk about phrase of the day, which is kill two birds with one stone. So in this era of multitasking where we are occupied with so many tasks, work, also to glued to our mobile screens, wasting bit of our time. So it's always good to do multitasking and kill two birds in one stone to save time, to save some time.
Excellent. Anyone else?
So you can go ahead.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek, for giving the guidelines on the language evaluator and introducing the word of the day and phrase of the day. So moving towards the prepared speeches. So with that, let's begin with our first session of the prepared speeches, where our speakers have been already prepared the speeches, who's going to speak about a certain milestone that is going to achieve as part of the Toastmasters journey. So our speakers, as each speakers have its own project, and that's why it's decided as the objective at the time for that also, allotted time for that also. And each project has its own objective, which is going to cover during the speeches by the individual speaker. So our first speaker is attempting the project of the first icebreaker speech, and the evaluator for this speech is DTM Dinesh. I request the evaluator to read the objective of the speech.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster today. My target speaker, Toastmaster Madhumita, the newest member of the term. It's her first official meeting and she's delivering a speech for an occasion. She will be delivering her first speech from the pathways, which is level 1, project 1, icebreaker. The purpose of the speech is for the member to introduce herself to the club and learn basic structure of public speech. All the best. And timer, the timing limit would be 4 to 6 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster.
The speaker is an IT profession, and let's welcome Toastmaster Madhumita for icebreaker speech. Icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Madhumita.
Good evening, President, Toastmaster of the day, my fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. I am Madhumita Mohanji. And today I'm going to speak about my life journey. And as part of icebreaker speech. When I look back, sometimes I feel my life is full of obstacles, challenges, and lesson learned. And those lessons I try to implement in my son from the very beginning. I was born in a very small village in Odisha. And I completed my schooling from Odia medium. Until my graduation completion, that is my engineering completion, I was not able to speak either Hindi or English. So that was the first lesson learned. When my son was born, I taught him how to speak English. And now his first language is English. If you ask any person, either in Hindi or Odia, he will answer in English. One day he asked me, Mama, did you have skating in your school? Then I just smiled and answered, forget about skating. I was going to my school in barefoot. which was 1.5 kilometers away from my home. I completed my 10th grade and I moved to 12th grade. I just moved to a small city just to complete my intermediate in science. It was full of challenges. As I said, I completed my schooling in ODM. So many terminology I was not able to understand. So at that time, Google Translate was not there. So I was just checking in the English to ODI dictionary to find out these meanings. And when my 12th grade result out, my papa got failed. Why so? Because he could not find my result, my roll number especially in the booklet. During that period, booklet was only one option to check the result. I didn't believe that. I went specially and to check what happened. Why so? Then it was first class. Who was right and what happened? So when Papa left from the home, he took my neighbor's phone number so that he could convey that information about the result. Then by mistake, he checked that phone number in the booklet. Then the second lesson learned, hard work never go in vain. Another critical stage of everybody's life. What should be your profession? I don't know what. But when I was in 7th grade, I wanted to become an engineer. And I landed in an engineering college. That was the oldest government engineering college of Odisha. And I was the first lady engineer from my village, proudly I can say. It was campus time, campus placement. Then in writing, it was not a big deal for me. I was able to very much clear in campus selection. But GP was not top of my team. And in 2004, there was no second chance. So like any other students who could not place in their campus selection, I traveled to Bangalore. My husband, he was very supportive, he was very helping. And because of him, he sacrificed his own career. I completed my Java course and finally I placed as a Java developer in Syntel. I played multiple roles as a tech lead, program manager, bid manager, and finally, I'm working as generative AI consultant. So 3% in my life, they took very important role. First, my father. He is inspiration. Because of him, I'm here today. My husband, because of his help and support, it was not possible at all. And finally, my son. Every day I'm learning new things from him. One day he said, Mama, why you are not so patient? Whenever you are praying God, I'm waiting until you finish your prayer. If I'm sometimes listening to you, you should have to keep patience and wait until that I'm finishing something. And finally, I'm a very big believer of that supreme power. And whatever I am today, because of that. Thanks.
You know, from your icebreaker speech, we can see that there is a commonality that what we share as part of the cross cultural, which makes us more connected. That is the kind of emotions as a human we feel always. I think we all have the emotions, and that emotions comes when we talk about something which individual have been passed through that, and that emotions brings us somewhere to connect with each other and learn together. So our next speech is
Standing ovation.
let's take a pause for a minute.
Standing
to
ovation.
write a few lines.
Icebreaker speech, standing ovation. Icebreaker speech, standing ovation. Standing ovation for the icebreaker speech. It's a first time speech, so we have to do a standing ovation. Okay.
So this is the icebreaker speech. So let's stand and give a big round of applause for
It was fantastic speech.
Very well. Yes.
So let's take a pause for a minute to write the feedback. Okay, we'll move to the next speech. The second speaker is in the icebreaker speech of the pathways of Toastmaster. And the evaluator for this speech is Toastmaster Sandeep.
Second speaker, TM Ankur, who joined in Feb, will be delivering his first speech as icebreaker of Pathway Level 1 Project 1. And he will also be talking about his life journey and basic structure of the speech.
So the speaker is as a profession IT. He's working for the IT company, and his hobbies is networking and reading. Let's welcome Toastmaster Ankur, icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Ankur.
Good evening, presiding officer, good evening, Toastmaster of the day, good evening, everyone. So, I'm Ankur Agarwal. So let me give a brief intro about journey of my life. To capture it in 5 minutes, it is not that easy, like 6 minutes. Of the whole journey of my life. It starts with what I believe in. Success is not the only thing which is dependent on money or only one factor. It is dependent on efforts, what we do, how we take that. If we don't back out from anything, we can achieve anything. So, I will just give an example of the challenges what I faced while I was searching for my first job. After my MBA, I did my MBA from a very average college. What was my target was to save money if you are not going to the very good college, just to save money for the next 2 years. So you can have a maybe have a less start with a less salary, but you can get to the right ambition as per your plans. You will at least not have any loans just for paying for the college fees after completing your MBA. So for my after completing my MBA, my college placement was giving me offer for property group where I was being assigned to sell a property flats. After that, what I decided was I can be a HR consultant, just as a myth or just for my imagination. I started with as a HR consultant, I need to place Ankur Agarwal to search to find him a right job for Ankur Agarwal as per his ambitions. That was my job, and once I get that job cleared, that was my job role. What a sales person can do for that. And in the MBA, one more thing is what I learned in MBA: how to get the work done from others and how to manage anything. That's what MBA says. मुझे बहुत आता है. So what I do, in my first job, I was doing the cold calling as a consultant, just leaving me as my consultant. What I'm doing. So for the first few days, I tried to get all the market research. How can I fetch a job in finance field? How can I fetch a job in banking and finance? I was doing the cold calling. I actually noted around 150 plus numbers from Google, any companies related to which can give me a finance related role. I was actually calling them, their HR and contact person, and getting their feedback noted, whether if there is any vacancy in their company. So that's what I was doing for the first session. Second, what I was doing was I was actually searching while I was going to any interview process, I was actually making networks. I was even speaking to some persons in the auto if I can get any. So my first job was like in years back, which I bought like someone who was traveling with me in the auto rickshaw. So he only referred me and I got the first job. After spending few years in that company, what I realized as a second field of MBA was like there in MBA you can do an MBA in finance, you can do MBA in operations, you can do MBA in IT or other fields like sales and marketing. So sales and marketing, I did it in the beginning of my search while I was searching for my job. After that, what I did was like I have actually done like 3-4 years spent in that Yes Bank while I was working into operations. But if you're working in operations, what is like it is after few months, it is like a monotonous job where you would be working the same thing year after year. So there would not be any learning. And the thing what you do is like just doing the data entry and operations work. I wanted to switch my career to from operations to IT. Someone told me that IT is a better profile where you would be judged, you will get more opportunity just by getting new projects. I was from the commerce background, so I don't know how to get into IT job. Then I did some BA course, online BA course from Udemy and other places. And then I tried to switch my profile and like again I tried to play the role of a consultant, like placing Uncle Agarwal into IT company. Then I joined IT company, like I was giving interviews, making my profile relevant for the IT companies guys. And then I got a job into IT companies and I started working into IT consultant. So it was what I am trying to get is like, if you are not a very high top ranking student, then also you can succeed. If you are not from very like, if you are not investing a lot of money in the MBA or in your education, then also you can succeed. The only thing is required is your effort. And if you have that courage to deliver that thing, you can achieve anything. That's what for my.
Thank you for giving us an insight on your career path. Suppose for anybody, I think when we start our career generally, there is a lot of flip-flops happen. And somewhere it is definitely very much appreciable that you consistently try to attempt for the next by doing the different approach and all. So thank you for making us to be your icebreaker speech, part of this your icebreaker speech. Let's have a big round of applause for Ankur as it's. Just pausing for a minute to write a feedback, please. The third speaker is attempting to the dynamic leadership one pathways of Toastmasters. And he has a project to prepare the speeches and present into the Toastmasters Club. The evaluator for this speech is TM Puneet. I request the evaluator to read the objective of the speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster. My target speaker, Toastmaster Mustafa Siraj, is giving his speech in his pathway to dynamic leadership level 1, project 1, level 2. He has to present a speech on any topic, and I have to kill a 2 birds with a one stone in a one speech: evolution and feedback. It's over to you, Toastmaster.
So the title of the speech is Wellness in Corporate Life Cycle. Wellness and presented by Toastmaster Mustafa. Wellness in Corporate Life Cycle, Toastmaster.
Good evening, Mr. Presiding Officer, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Recently, I saw an article that Mr. Nikhil Kamath, CEO of Zerodha and a retail stockbroker, suffered from a mild stroke. Now, let me tell you, Nikhil is 37 years old and a fitness freak. He works out regularly, he eats healthy, he lives healthy. So the question is, how can such a healthy person have a stroke? The doctors found out that the reason was due to accumulated stress. His father died few months ago, but he didn't took any time off. He was working, exercising, trying to live a healthy life, but all of that backfired. As we navigate through our corporate or our professional lives, we should recognize that all that these factors take effect on our well-being. So I'll just list out some factors which are affecting our wellness, I guess. We can start with the cornerstone of our whole existence, sleep. So in this corporate hustle, we all know that it is not uncommon to sacrifice sleep in the name of productivity. But poor sleep quality or insufficient sleep can lead to range of issues like weakened immune system, increased stress level, or maybe your improper or impaired cognitive functions. Another important factor is played by hydration. Now, in comfort of our office ACs and reclining chairs, we feel even lazy to go and fill our water bottles. But our body requires an adequate intake of water every day, devoid of which we can face issues like reduced concentration or some other serious limitations. Nutrition is also an important factor. Like in between our boardroom meetings and tight deadlines, we try to take some time off by having some quick, convenient meals. But that may not be the best ally of our health. Like processed foods are high in fats, unhealthy fats, high in sugar content. So which can lead to weight gain, inflammation, or other metabolic issues. Now, these are just some factors which are often overlooked, but there are other factors which I am sure all of us know, or should I say that all of us suffer, like prolonged sitting periods, huge screen time, exhaustion. All of this leads to burnout, which not only affects our physical but our mental well-being. Now, I want to talk about also an important factor that is often a misconception that regularly working out is required for our fitness. But there is a very thin line between fitness and wellness, because overworking out, over exercising without having proper recovery can do more harm than good. So it is important for all of us to consciously monitor few things. First, to have proper 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Second, to have at least 2 to 3 liters of water every day. Third, to abandon the processed foods and switch to fruits, vegetables, lean protein, whole grains, everything. Fourth, we should follow 20-20-20 rule. Now, this is like we should look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds every 20 minutes. to give our mind and our eyes the respite, the relaxation that it requires. Fifth is to take small efforts in our daily habits. Just go for a brisk walk, take stairs instead of lift. Have small stretching periods in between work. And last but certainly not the least, ever elusive work-life balance. In pursuit of our excellence in our jobs, what we miss is the importance of downtime. Clear establishment of certain boundaries, prioritizing self-care, and carving out some moments of relaxation is indispensable in having perfect wellness in your corporate lifestyle. So at last, I would like to leave all of you with a thought that it is your body, take care of it. This is the only place where you have to live your whole life. Thank you.
Yes, sir. This is a very great message on overall well-being in the corporate life. I think we are all a part of that. And there is a very good notes. I hope that it is going to help all of audience to take some take away and follow on that. So pause for a minute to write the feedback for this speech.
No, last. It's a
Let's have the timer reports for these three speeches to see that the qualified speech for the vote. I would like to welcome Toastmaster Anand. Timer.
Good evening. So all the three speeches are qualified. The first speaker for either the 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Second speaker of good to 5 minutes, 20 seconds, and the third speaker took 6 minutes, 12 seconds. All of them will have it.
We can.
Okay, so thank you everyone for being and looking after all the speeches and I really appreciate all the speakers to bring us some insight on the topics, different topics. So let's have a 5 minutes of break and we will resume this meeting.